Alrighty, what is up, YouTube audience? Welcome back to Year in Bodybuilding. It's episode 17. It's been a little while since I posted one of these, but that's mostly because I've had a lot of things going on in my life which have been going amazingly well. My life has been going great. School, work, online coaching, personal life, everything's been great. And training has been reflecting everything that has been going well in my life as well, which is dope. So this is some incline dumbbell, which is 85 pounds in the 5 to 10 rep range. And this is actually in the final week of my second massing mesocycle of this macro cycle. So this is actually in week 5. I had done this mesocycle for 5 weeks, and prior to the mesocycle I only did a half week deload. Usually I do a full week, and the half week deload ended up leaving me a little bit gassed towards the end of the mesocycle, but I just deloaded this last week and started my new meso today, or yesterday, and I'm feeling a lot better this time around. So this is actually some JM press. Before anyone says anything, this does not hurt my elbows. I just get a really good tricep stimulus from it. And I've been really loving this exercise. So this is actually with 125 pounds. So I hope by the end of this next mesocycle here, I'll be able to do this with 135 pounds and we'll continue to grow my triceps. So full speed ahead. That's all I got to say. Right here we have some dumbbell curls. This is actually the end of the set that I posted as a YouTube short a few days ago, or maybe a week ago at this point. And this was actually after, I believe, like a 500 or 600 gram carb day. So if you guys don't know, I don't think I've really talked about my calories too much on here. I haven't done a full day of eating in a while. Don't really like that content so much, but I can certainly do one. But I've basically been eating 4,000 calories a day throughout most of the last mesocycle, which has been like 200 grams of protein, 100 grams of fat, and around like 550 grams of carbs, which has been going incredibly well. I also have like a cheat day on the weekends, probably like a Friday or a Saturday, where I just have like a shit ton of food that day and end up waking up quite a bit. It's really weird. Gains recently have been not so much fat gain, but mostly muscle gain and like full glycogen stores, which has been really exciting. I've never had a mass mesocycle that has been nearly this productive, and this is only the second mesocycle of the mass. So I still have quite a ways to go, and I'm currently 183 pounds at 6'1", for those of you that are inevitably going to ask in the comments. But I am planning by the end of this mass, so whenever I'm completely done with massing, I will be 200 pounds, and that is a fact. So I still have around 15 to 18 pounds to gain, but I'll be doing that nice and slow over the next, half year or so, and I'll be getting very, very large. So I'm certainly looking forward to that. There, my earbuds fell out right at the end. Also, phenomenal voice crack, Max. Here we have some bent rows. This is 205 pounds in the 5 to 10 rep range. So this exercise has been going absolutely amazing. So I've been doing back 3 days a week, and the back gains that I've been noticing from it have been just immaculate. I'm able to obviously do a lot more volume throughout the week with my back because I have 3 training sessions instead of just a typical 2. So, if you guys ever want to emphasize a muscle group, which I personally wouldn't recommend for people that have trained less than 3 years, but if you have something you want to emphasize, almost always it's a good idea to increase the frequency of that muscle group, like how often you're training it, because that way you can do more training volume, you can have more sessions where you come in fresh, you're able to give your best performance, and you're able to just do more and make more gains. Obviously more is not better all the time, but it's better in many, many cases. So this is actually the week after, maybe like 5 days later, where I did the same workout. This is also some seated cable rows. These have been going great as well. This is actually a technique that Samuel Canola taught me, where I at the contraction, I don't really lean back. I instead lean a little bit forward, and I end up getting like a really crazy lat contraction on this. So if you guys haven't ever tried this technique, I'd really recommend giving it a shot, seeing how you like it, and if you get a good stimulus from it, then by all means you should keep it in your programming. So back training overall though has been going super, super well, and training in general has been going super well. As I said, I was 183, which is up from about 178 at the start of the mesocycle. And for this next one, which I actually just started yesterday, given I was on a deload last week, I started around 183, and I will be getting up to around like 188, possibly 190 if I feel like pushing it a little bit harder. So this is some seated machine rows. Been really enjoying this movement as well. I kind of go for more of a flare with my elbows instead of keeping them tucked to my sides, so I can get more of a rear delt and rhomboid and trap action. I just don't really want to use this exercise as a lat movement when I already have bent rows in and my arms are already pretty tucked on that movement. So this is kind of just training slightly different muscle fibers, at least slightly different groups of muscle fibers, to get that nice full back development that I want. And it's been going really, really great. So this is actually also from the final week of my training, where I was training to 0 to 1 RIR. So all of these videos that you've been seeing this Year in Bodybuilding video have been mostly to 0 to 1 RIR. This will also be to that. So this is a testament to show you that sometimes I do actually train to failure or very close. A lot of times people think that science-based or evidence-based people in the lifting community don't train hard, and that is totally wrong, because one, scientific or evidence-based trainees oftentimes prioritize technique over everything else, which a lot of people don't. I would argue that Adam Peeler actually sent this to me in the DMs today. He said that technique is the most overlooked training variable, and it absolutely is. Like, people will worry about how many sets they're doing before they analyze their technique, and that's just doesn't make any sense. Like, you should analyze your technique and modify it in such a way that you're able to get as much stimulus out of each set that you're able to do. So one, you don't have to do more sets, you won't get into junk volume, and you'll be more efficient with your time, and it'll just be all in all better. So I just really recommend making sure your technique is spot on everything. And even if you think it's spot on, try to improve it. Oftentimes there's always shit you can improve. This right here is some hack squats. So this movement has been going great as well. I'm also getting back into squats alert. So that's pretty dope. I am actually doing squats 1 day per week, and then this is my other leg day, at least how I'm going to program in the next meso. This was from the last week of my second meso. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Year in Bodybuilding series will be back on a more consistent basis, I hope, as long as life isn't too busy. But I will catch you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your night.